What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioWest 3 Raw TV. Well, for the last maybe, I guess it's going to be about 3, 4, maybe 5 years now, you guys have seen the change in me through, let's fix this fucking camera angle, make this shit square, through the different videos and stuff that I put out, the content, etc. And by now you guys probably see me try to find positive in negative things all the time. Like everything that happens that's negative, there's definitely a little bit of positive, a little silver lining. There's something positive that can come from it, or you can use that negative to turn into a positive to make it so that it is more something that you can use for good, right? Rather that comes from negative than just being negative and bad and weighing you down and pulling you down and draining you. Now, why are we talking about this right now? So right now, the state that we're in, and it's not just America, it's the entire world. Like, a lot of people think it's just in America, but there is civil unrest literally all over the world right now. There is, of course, on the tail of the pandemic that we had, the lockdown, right? And the pandemic is still here. So we had the pandemic, which was unbelievable, something we never experienced before, right? Then we come out of the pandemic, we have racial divide happening. And as that's starting to kind of settle down a little bit, the spike now is coming back with the coronavirus again, COVID-19 again. And there's a lot of negativity. I mean, there's a lot of bad feelings, bad things, things like that. And I think that people tend to gravitate or tend to pull that type of energy to themselves. Like if it's negative and it's coming at them, they tend to get that negative energy and then turn themselves into very negative stuff with their thoughts and actions and stuff like that. They have now a negative space that they're in. And I think that with the stuff that's going on right now, there are some positives that I don't think many people are looking at. And there are many people out there that talk about the masks. Now people are wearing like it's a control thing. They do work, they don't work. I mean, there's you name it. There's debates on every side about why masks are good, why masks are bad. I haven't heard a single person yet, and I talked to my wife about this today when I brought it up. She looked at me and was like, you need to make a video about this because nobody's talking about this, and I don't think anybody realizes it, right? Take the mask situation, right? And we're going to do America first. Erin and I were at the mall yesterday, and I, of course, don't wear the mask because I have asthma. And I get judged, and I fully understand that because people just think I'm being a dick. But I really feel like people shouldn't judge another person unless they know their story. I don't judge somebody else because I don't know what's going on. But they look at me and they don't think that I have something wrong with me. They just think I'm being a dick because I have tattoos. Maybe I have long hair. I'm automatically being an asshole. And they get judged, and I understand that. But what I do is I keep a positive frame of mind. So I'm walking through the mall with Erin, not wearing my mask. And I'm looking, and there's, most of the people are wearing masks. Not everybody, but most. And I realize right now we have racial divide in this country. Now, in that mall at that time, people were black wearing masks. People were white wearing masks. People are Asian wearing masks. People are Hispanic. Every nationality, Indian, I mean, you name it. Every single nationality that's in there are wearing masks. And not only are they wearing masks, but it's not a law. They're wearing them willfully, and they're all on the same page, right? They're scared to get coronavirus. They're scared to give coronavirus, okay? So everybody, no matter what race, is on the same level. They're all thinking the same, right? Now, many people under the guise, and this drives me fucking nuts, and this is a negative part. If I'm not wearing the mask, they go, you're not wearing the mask, you don't care about other people. And I go, why are you wearing the mask? Oh, I'm not wearing the mask for me, I wear it for other people. Also, do you have corona? No. So do you think you might have corona? No. Do you think you possibly have corona? No. So why are you wearing it? If you're not going to be able to give it to anyone else, you don't have it, you know you don't have it, why are you wearing it? Because you're worried about getting it yourself and you don't want to admit it. People are out there actually under the guise of, I don't want to say fear, but virtue. Like I'm doing something that's helping other people even though I don't want to do it. Realistically, they're wearing the mask for themselves because they're scared to get it themselves. That's why the debate is, these paper masks, these cloth masks, they don't work, right? But regardless of why they're wearing the mask, right? Whether it's to protect others or protect themselves, every nationality is on board with it here. And I said, if everybody can be on board about one thing, if everybody can feel the same way, like masks have brought nations together. Think about it, right? Sneakerheads. The sneakerhead industry, it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, Asian, American, you're from Germany, it doesn't matter where the fuck you're from. We're just looking at your sneakers. We just want to have a conversation about sneakers. High five, I like those kicks, man. Right? Sneakers bring people together, right? The fitness industry, bodybuilding. black, white, Asian, Hispanic, German, like, does not fucking matter. We're all in there together. And the one thing that brings us together is bodybuilding, right? And we can all get along. We're all on the same page. We may have different disagreements, but we're all living the same type of lifestyle. We're all on the same page, all different races, all different ethnicities, all different nationalities, right? And now I see the mask thing. So you can take bodybuilding and shoes away from it, but those are two things that I'm into, that I see people being brought together by those things. The masks. When is the last time you saw every race in America? Every race in America. I'm talking about sneakers. Every race in America at the same time, on the same page. Understanding what one another is thinking because they're wearing the masks. Understand why they're doing it, why he's doing it, why she's doing it. When the fuck last time has that happened? The entire fucking country. Or every nationality in the country, because some people don't wear masks like myself. So you can't include those people, but the people that are wearing masks are every fucking ethnicity across the fucking country. So racially, we are fucking completely on board with one another over a fucking mask. You're trying to tell me that we can't figure out a way to do that all the fucking time? That's bullshit. There needs to be a way to apply what happens in the sneaker world, bodybuilding, the masks, to everyday things and not just in pockets of certain individuals, right? Now, that's just America. That's the racial divide. That could help people see that, like there may be racial divide right now, but we're all in one thing together like this. Let's at least use that one thing and come together with that one thing to try to produce some good. Say, look, racial divide, here we are of all colors and we're all on the same page. We're here for one another, to protect one another and take care of one another as Americans so that we don't die and we don't transmit this disease to other people. That would be amazing. That's a step in the right direction. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's thinking about this whatsoever. They just see the mask as a negative thing. The dying of the people that are trying to be controlled, all that stuff. That mask to me is a symbol of people coming together. It's not the law. They're suggested, they're recommended, and they're all on the same page about one thing. That's awesome, any way you slice it. Now the second thing is worldwide. When have you seen every fucking country in the world? Every fucking country besides the lockdown, right? Which the lockdown was pretty much ordered. Okay, we were told you have to do this across the world. Everybody's fucking going home because we're going to lock everything down and shut down all the stores. So we were told we had to do that. So that's not really coming together and understanding each other. We understand each other when we get there because we've all been told what to do. However, the masking now, when the countries open up, right? People in Japan used to wear masks as like fashion accessories because they already had things that germ-wise they wanted to avoid. So they adopted that mask in their culture. Some people wear it, some people don't, but they adopted it as a part of a kind of a fashion piece, a fashion accessory in their culture also. Well, here we are in 2020. Every nation has masks. You can buy them anywhere. One's to match your shirt, one's to match your underwear, whatever. But when is the last time the entire fucking world at one time are on the same page about the same fucking thing? And not only that, do they understand why they're doing it? The entire world is on the same page right now. We were on the same page when we were locked down because we understood each other, but now we're on the same page because we want to continue being able to go out, do whatever, so we have to wear the mask because we need to be safe, right? We don't have to wear it, but we should wear it. And here you have this country's wearing them, that country's wearing them. Think about it. If each country looked at each other and said, hey man, you guys are in the same spot we're in. We're on the same page right now. Shit. You start realizing, hang on a second, we're all the same, right? We're all wearing these masks. Why? Because we don't want to die. We don't want to die and we don't want our loved ones to die, right? That makes us all the same. None of us want to die and none of us want our loved ones to die. That makes us all the same. Not on the same page, all the same. When we get up in the morning, we brush our teeth. Some people don't brush their teeth. But if you're going to go to a store, any country, you're going to put a mask on. So everything you do, whether you eat in the morning, you don't eat, you brush teeth, you don't brush teeth, you take a shower at night, take it in the morning, everything might be different. When you put that mask on to go in the store, we're all the same. We're literally all on the level. That's actually an amazing thing. An amazing positive thing that nobody's talking about because I put it like this. If I can do a diet for one day and not cheat, then I can do it another day tomorrow. And then if I can do it 2 days, then I can do it one more day. And if I can do it 3 days, that's how I control my diets, right? Well, if we can be on the same page about one thing worldwide, all right, we're going to take it worldwide, not just America, worldwide. Why can't we find ways to be on the same page about other things worldwide, right? And not things that we think we want or we buy or whatever based on trends. I'm talking about understanding one another and where the other people are coming from and what their lives are like and what they're going through and actually being empathetic or happy or whatever towards these other countries based on we actually understand them. We don't even take the time to understand them. We're too busy with life. But right now, our asses are all in the same boat. And this thing slows us down. This COVID-19, the masks, everything slows us down to where we can stop and look and observe things better. So you're trying to tell me that we can get on board with masks, we can get on board with, other different things, but we can't get on board to understand one another worldwide? Like, this thing should be an eye-opening lesson. I do believe that this virus was a lesson for all of us, right? That, first of all, things needed to change. We knew that this world needed to change. The riots, the racism, we needed change in general. I've talked to my wife so many times about this in the last 4 or 5 years, about how the world is just gone to shit. I sounded like my grandfather. Like, the world has just gone to shit. These kids are fucking crazy nowadays. People don't give a shit about each other. They're always fucking want to make more money. They don't give a fuck about anything else. And I sit back and I'm like, we talked about how shitty the actual world was and where it was going. We needed change. We hit a tipping point. We hit critical mass, and that shit tipped over and went like this, and that's where we're at. We're going down now. The idea is to come back up, right? Go back down, come back up. That's where we're at. And when we're ready to come back up, why can't we look at this and say, okay, all this negativity happened, but this positive thing happened. How did we do this? And then start asking people, hey, you're black and he's white and you're both wearing masks. Did you notice that you guys are doing the same thing for the same reasons on the same day, all at the same time? Like, that makes you the same right there in that moment. You may have different thoughts and different ideas, but when you walk into that store together, side by side, you have to put on that mask. You understand what the other person's feeling. Nobody wants to wear them, right? But you wear them because you have to. You don't want to die. You're not being forced by the law, but you don't want to die, and that person doesn't want to die. That means you both die the same way. That means you're both the same. Whether you die fucking of COVID or die of something else, both of you could divide from those same things. So why are we fighting if we're all the same? We're all in the same fucking boat. Regardless of how you feel, those masks show us that we're all on the level right now. We're just being played to different levels based on our emotions, on all different types of things. But when you boil it really down to it, we can put all our emotions aside, we can put all our hate aside, all our love aside, we can put everything aside and say we're going to be on the same page about this one thing because this is what's best for everybody, but I really want to be safe. And then the other guy says the same thing, I want to be safe. The other guy, I want to be safe. And the other girl says, I want to be safe. And everybody says, I want to be safe. Because everybody wants to be safe. But we're all on the same page. Why are we talking about that? We're talking about people tearing down statues and burning things. Why are we talking about the people actually coming together? Right? Like, it's starting to happen. They started the riots. The protests started, which were totally fine. They started the riots, which I didn't agree with, but sometimes violence is needed. It's just a fact. I'm sorry, but that's just a fact. But that's done, and they're heard. The people that were protesting are heard. The people that were rioting are heard. We all know what's up. So now it's time to find a way together that we can move forward, and we're already moving forward with those masks. That shows that we can do it. So a perfect example, again, and this is a long-winded video, but my wife and I have only had maybe 2 fights in our total relationship, in our whole relationship, right? And ex-girlfriends I'd had break total fucking battles and stuff with and arguments or whatever. And I always said, man, the right girl for me, I'm not going to argue with. And people would say stuff like, well, how do you... Everybody argues. I'm like, well, me and my friend Christina, who's a girl, have never had an argument in our entire lives. Me and my friend Henry have never had an argument in our entire lives. So there are people out there that I know I cannot have arguments with because we respect each other so much. We know not to push each other past a certain point. So therefore, when that girl comes into my life, I'll know because I won't argue with her. And Erin came into my life and we don't argue. It's the same thing. I know if I can be on board about the mask with other people, I can do that one thing. I can do another thing the same way. If I can diet for one day, I can diet for another day. If I can not argue with one friend, that means I have a lot of other friends that are real friends I'm not going to argue with either. If I'm arguing with the people, maybe we're not real friends. Like, there's those things. If you could do it once, you can do it again. And we just did it once, guys. We just did it once with all the masks. We just did it once with being locked down. We just did it once with feeling that we're being pushed to the limits from different angles. We've all been doing these things together, apart because we've been separated and put in different areas to make sure that the spread of COVID doesn't happen. But in different areas, we're going through the same fucking thing. And now that it's coming to a close as far as the lockdown comes, we're on the same page about the masks. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some people that don't want to do it. But those people are the outliers. Those are the people that are the ones that are like the 1% of people that don't want to do it. 99% of the people do. Right? But we're all doing shit together worldwide. Countries are coming together to try to find a cure. They're sharing information. Like, as much shit as came from this in death and negativity, there are positive things that came from it too. And I think that we tend to ignore those things, so we focus so much on the negative because that's what the media feeds us. The media feeds us all the negative. They don't feed us anything positive. They do give us zero positivity for the last 3 or 4 months. It's just been constant negativity, which has really worn on people mentally. And it makes us only see through those negative eyes. Until you rub your eyes, you clear out your eyes, clean that shit out, right? Get them all good to go. And then look, holy shit, we're all coming together? That's a good thing, guys. So be aware, guys. I do believe that turning a negative into positive is something that I try to do on a daily basis with shit. But just because it's not pointed out to us by media or whoever, doesn't mean we shouldn't be looking every day for that stuff. Because you only find when you look, and you only get when you ask. If you're not looking, you'll never find. And that is what we need to do to move forward. Look, find, and move forward together. BioStreetTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. BioStreetTraining.com is a blog. It's moving ahead together bicep, and we are